Hey everyone. Um, I'm just gonna tell you a quick little story time. Try and make it quick. Um, with how I got involved in selling or what is it, trading stocks, I guess, and what my best slash worst investment in terms of trading stocks was. Um, so let me give you some quick backstory. I graduated from the University of Texas. I have an economics bachelor's. Um, when I was in how I got slowly into the stock market is actually I started off a finance department. I worked there. I think in like 2012. Oh, by the way, they're in the description. There you have some invite codes for some free stocks if you want that. But like I said, back to the story. Um, I worked at the finance department. I saved a couple $1,000s and I started investing in stocks. I was like, you know what? I'm in the finance department. Invest in stocks because I'm so smart. So I decided to start investing in some stocks. I made like $200. I was like, I'm so smart. I know so much. So I decided, you know what? I want to make more money. I'm gonna go to my finance a professor, and I asked him, hey, do you know some tips for the stock market so I can make some more money? And he goes, nobody understands the stock market. If anybody tells you about the stock market that they understand it, they're lying and they're trying to sell you something. And I was like, whoa, this came out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, let me go see this other professor who's an economics professor. I was like, he'll know more. He's smart. So I go to my economics professor, who, by the way, I held him at a very high esteem. He was very, very smart guy. He was an asshole. His exams were very difficult. His class was very difficult. And all the students hated him except me. Well, I mean, I had like this weird love-hate relationship with him. And he also touched his dick a lot, which, side note, was weird. He did this weird thing where he would like point at the screen and then he would touch his dick. I don't know. Just remember that. But anyways, yeah, I went to his office hours once and I said, you know what? I have this little mini portfolio, $2,000. Watch out, $2,000. I wanted to grow it, so I asked him, hey, do you have any tips in terms of how to play the stock market? He just laughs real quick and he goes, if I knew how to play the stock market, I wouldn't be working and I wouldn't be teaching at the University of Texas. Like, you wouldn't have a boring ass job where instead of, if you could be making millions and millions of dollars in the stock market. But so I thought that was really funny. So with those two professors who I held to a very high esteem, when they said that they don't know about the stock market, I said, oh my gosh, maybe I don't know about the stock market. Maybe I just got lucky. So I decided to cash out my money and I just walked away because I was like, if these professors are very smart, who am I, So anyways, I cashed out. Time goes by, I graduate. 2017 happens and Bitcoin becomes a big deal, and I'm like, whoa, what's this Bitcoin stuff? Crypto, it's a new thing. I'm like, I need to get in it. So I graduated the university from like a ton of debt, like 70 something thousand dollars of debt, like bad. So anyways, I decided, you know what? I save up a couple $1,000s. I'm like, I'm going to put some money in to crypto. I'm going to make some bank. I'm about to become a millionaire because I'm freaking young and I'm smart. So anyways, I decide to invest $2,000. It actually goes up and I'm like, oh, I got that Bitcoin, I got that Litecoin, I got that Dogecoin. It goes up and then literally it crashes. And I ended up losing like half my money. So I lost like $1,000. And I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know anything about economics. I don't know anything about anything. I don't know anything about the stock market. I don't know anything about crypto. I'm so stupid. So that kind of led me to like not want to touch that stuff because I didn't understand it. I'm dumb. Fast forward another 3 years, 2020. I been working this whole time. I've managed to pay off a lot of my debt. So I'm down to like $20,000 that I owe, 20 something thousand from student loans and, just like vehicle that I own and then credit cards or vehicle I financed it. So basically I decided, you know what? I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to get a part-time job, make some extra bank as an overnight stalker. I'll save, but what I changed, which would eventually lead me to getting involved in the stock market, is that before, whenever I'll get paid, I'll just pay off my debt. Get paid, pay off my debt. Get paid, pay off my debt. So instead, I decided, I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna put into a little savings. I'm gonna let it get big, and then I'll hit it all at one point, right? So I get to a point I save up like maybe like $8,000 over a few months. I save like over like maybe 3-4 months. I save up all that money, and I'm already getting ready to throw it at this debt. I'll get a good maybe a third, maybe half of it gone with throwing at it. But the problem is that I get really attached to this money because it's like a little nest egg that I have, and I'm like, oh no, I've never had this much money before. $8,000 is like all the money I've ever had in my life. I've never had that much money before, dude. It was like a lot for me. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna kind of hold on to it, maybe, and then I'll like when I get to at least 10,000, then I'll throw it all. So March 20th, or what is it? COVID happens, right? And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hold on to this money now because I'm afraid maybe I'll lose my job. COVID happens. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to lose my job, but I don't. I'm lucky they keep me. And I'm just still saving up money, right? Moving it to my savings. I get up to maybe like 10 G's, maybe like whatever. And then March 20th, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to throw my money at, because I know I'm not going to get fired. I'm like, I'm just going to throw my money, whatever, at my debt. I'm tired of saving it. I need to just get rid of this debt. It'll be like half of it gone. I started seeing some ads, and I started seeing some videos about how to get rich and how to save money and how to get rid of debt, stuff like that. And I see this guy, I think I wasn't even paying attention to the video. I was like washing dishes or something. But I hear this guy talking about the stock market, and he's like, the stock market isn't very easy. Nobody understands it. Pretty much what my old professor had said. Like, nobody understands it. They say they understand that they're selling you something, all this stuff. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, like, that makes sense. And then suddenly he says, people will say they have a formula for the stock market, but if they had a formula, they would be making millions. And I said, formula, interesting. You know what? Because I actually was very awesome in calculus, and I was very good at economics. Those are like the only two classes I excelled at. Everything else I was really bad in college. But I was just killing it in calculus, and I was killing it in economics. So I decided, you know what? I'm pretty smart. I can create a formula. Pretty smart guy. Economics degree, bro. I can create a formula. I did calculus, bro. I got this. So I literally spent like an hour and a half, 2 hours max. I created a little formula with all these stocks, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna invest some money, right? I click on some invite codes. I get like about $100 in stocks and stuff, and I see it go up a little bit. I'm like, oh, you know what? I got this, bro. I'm gonna make a bunch of money. I put my 10 G's in there. Boom. Put my $10,000 in these different accounts, and I'm making money, right? I'm making a little bit of money. I'm just putting some of these random ass stocks, don't even make sense, into these formulas. This formula that I had that was, like I said, an hour and a half, and that it took me to make. And then I'm making money, maybe 5%. Over this time, I make like 10%. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna be a billionaire soon enough. Well, I see this one company. So that's kind of how I got involved in the stock market. This is where it leads to me making probably the worst deal I've ever made, plus the biggest investment I've ever made. I see this company called WLL, Whiting Petroleum, right? For a while, I had seen it. It was at 33 cents. And I was like, it's so low, it can only go up. Don't ever think that. You can be an idiot, okay? Don't ever do that. I thought it can only go up. So I decided, you know what, the weekend's going to come. It hasn't moved. I'm going to wait for the weekend. It was April 20th. The weekend's going to come April something, whatever. And when I get paid, that was the same day I was going to get paid. I'll get paid, and I'll put that extra 1,000 something into it, right? Along with some money I'd already put in a little bit into it. So April 20th happens, April 21st, and it starts growing up like crazy, like that. Like in 1 day, 2 days, it goes up like crazy. At $1.50, I get paid. So I'm like, oh no, I get paid, and I put all the money in there. I keep investing from other stocks I put into there. I want to say I invested like at least $2,000 something at like $1.50, $1.60, and I'm thinking, oh, I want to be a billionaire. Yeah, it can only go up, right? At $2.15, I'm like, I'm gonna be a billionaire. Like, start from the bottom now with him. It crashes like crazy. It goes down to like $1.95. Goes down to like 70 cents. Oh my god. You don't know what fear is. Like, you do not know what fear is. What's even worse is I wasn't even paying attention to it. I was like at work. Like, cause I don't do this. Like, I'm not looking at like my stocks. I'm like at work. I'm at work. Like, haha. It's probably at like 10 right now. $10. It's probably at like $10 right now. I look back at it. It's like 75 cents. I lost like more than half of my money just with that one, like a day. I lost that much money, like more than $1,000. And even worse, I was still stupid enough to think, you know what, it's gonna go back up. Like, it fit into my formula. It's gonna go back up. Well, for like a week, it barely moves. It goes up to like 85 cents, 95, goes back down to 80. I'm like, what is going on? It doesn't make sense. So I decide, you know what? Finally, it's been almost a week. The weekend comes, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe my formula doesn't work as great as I thought it did. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to develop a better formula. I literally took the whole weekend. So instead of 2 hours, I took 2 days. I started looking at 10Ks. I started looking at the EPS. I started looking at the P&E. I'm like, really trying to crunch these numbers and see, okay, I need to develop a formula that can make me a billionaire, bro. So I developed another formula. It took me forever to do. I put WLL into that formula, and it doesn't make sense. If anything, at 75 or 85 cents, it's overvalued. So I'm like, wow, I'm so stupid. So I finally decided, after I developed this formula, I just cash out WLL. I didn't want to, because like I said, I really thought it would go back up. I didn't want to. But I'm like, you know what? Numbers don't lie. If I really believe in this formula, I need to go all in. I cashed out WLL. I cashed out a lot of my stocks that I had in that now I'm grateful I cashed out. I cashed out in it, and I pretty much started putting all these other stocks that I was finding that made sense into this formula. And after I did that, I was like, I mean, we'll just see, right? We'll see. So after that happened, like, dude, I lost like 1,000 something with like WLL. But then when I added all these other stocks, literally, I want to say it happened in May 5th, around that time, when I had put all these new stocks in. And now it's been a month. It's June 5th now. And my portfolio went up like, I think it went up like 5% when I was with my old stocks. But when my new stocks, it's up like 70% margins. So just like, I don't know what the hell I was doing before, but now I'm like killing it, and I'm just like, wow, I'm so grateful WLL, Whiting Petroleum, made me do that, because if it wouldn't have been for that, I would have been an idiot and still investing. And just to put this into perspective, I sold it at like 95 cents and took a major loss, and part of me didn't want to, because I was like, oh, I'll go back up, I'll make some money back, right? Well, if you look at it today, it is still at 85 cents, so I am grateful I cashed out when I did. And I put it into better stocks. And now my portfolio, I want to say overall my total investment, I invested $11,428 with 54 cents. My current value in stocks is $16,487 with 13 cents. And I've already cashed out $2,370.52. That's not including 16,000. So overall, I have about like, well, actually, no, it's more than 16. I think it's because it's $16,729. Yes. And then cashed out, I've already, current is $16,729. Sorry. And cashed out is $2,370.52. So overall, total is $19,000 with $99.52. Yes. And if I wouldn't have lost so much money with WLL, it would have been probably like over 20,000. And that's just the beginning, because to be honest, COVID helped. The fact that the stocks are so low right now, they're very undervalued, is because of COVID, and nobody was really looking at these stocks that I have. But they're slowly growing up. Like, they've been going up like crazy, except for like maybe Save, which if you looked at my old video, I told you guys to invest in it. it's gone up like crazy. Like one day it was 20 and then another 20 and another 20. I still see it as a little bit undervalued. It's been getting closer to that where I think it should be, but it's still pretty undervalued. So I mean, you guys can still get in that. But yeah, I see my margins probably, and to be honest, with that margin, I'm already at over 100% on that margin. So in closing, I see myself probably getting to like 40K with this, with 11,000 to 40K. That's like 300% margins. That's awesome. 300. Yeah. 200. 300. Yeah. I'm supposed to be good at math, right? So anyways, in closing, that's how I got into stocks, and that's why I'm always spamming people about getting into stocks, because it's way easier to make money in stocks than anything, even like real estate, because real estate, that's a whole nother video, but real estate is overvalued for different reasons due to the fact of like debt is so available for the real estate. That's the reason why everything's so overvalued. Whereas stocks, most people don't use debt to invest in stocks, they use their actual money. So that's why stocks for the most part are where they should be. Only now, maybe like a pandemic, they go down, but usually they're where they should be. And plus, companies are trying to profit. Like it's not like they try and go down. If they go down, it sucks, but they're trying to make money. Like they want to succeed. But yeah, I'm so good. That's how I got into stocks, and then I'm really grateful that WLL is one of my worst investments, but / my best investment, because if I would have never had that happen, I would have never been humbled to create this formula that I created that now is helping me a lot. So thank you if you watched my video, and like I said at the bottom, I have invite codes for like free stock if you want to do that. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you want me to explain certain things, exactly why I think the real estate market is so overvalued, I can explain that, or I can explain my formula, or I can explain maybe some of the stocks I have in my portfolio. If anything, let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching my video. Have a great day.